Hey there, YouTube. This is Rocco the Retro Repairman coming at you with another video. This one is titled My Game Room and currently discussing my gamer's goals and some of my current collecting goals as well. So, very rarely do I talk about my personal collection. One, I don't want it to become a target. People could go as far as trying to trace your IP address and get all crazy with you, but a lot of people don't know what I do for a living, but I can handle my own, needless to say, in a protective manner. So, further ado, back on focus, we'll talk about my games here. This is my Saturn collection I got for all my import stuff. I'm big into the fighters and the racing games, basically anything you encounter in the arcades in the 90s. Everybody knows what this is. Yeah, buddy. Alright, so also, I haven't done this yet, but I need to find someone that could film this for me, but this is going to be killer. Uh, the activator was that controller that was a precursor to any of the motion things like the Wii, and you would stand in this octagon and it would somehow detect your movement, and somehow it would interact on the game, like your punches and kicks would work on Virtua Fighter or something like that. So, and then here's the Interactor, which is pretty much a subwoofer you wear on your back. Here's a picture of the 90s kid. And I guess the users would get complaints that it would make you vomit from the low bass tones. So I'm kind of excited to see how that's going to work. So my current collecting goals is I am one game complete for a North American Dreamcast collection. I keep all my like easy to access fun Dreamcast games on these two spindles. And then I keep all my other ones in the back here underneath. It's hard to see, but underneath these 7800s I'm working on and modding or the rest of the collection. So I just need the Sonic Adventure Limited Edition. This is my Sonic Shrine, I like to call it. Love my Sonic stuff. Most of this stuff all came from Jen Johns. Thank you very much once again, out of Pennsylvania, a good trading friend. And this came from my buddy Hugh Hagmeyer. So back to collecting goals. Right now, I'm going for a complete Dreamcast and 32X collection. I was going for Sega CD, but stuff's really getting out of hand. I just saw Keo Flying Squadron go for $1,000 in very good condition, and I remember it was like $600, and that was kind of like almost at the borderline. So I'm going for the North American Genesis collection, Dreamcast, and 32X as of now, and I am downsizing my PS2 collection. Originally was going to go for a complete one, but realized it's like about 1,800 and change games around about, and that's just kind of excessive. So I kind of thought that was nuts. But I'm a weird guy. I like long big box collection stuff like this, like the original PS1 stuff. I kind of dig in the bulky big box because it just screams 90s. And so this is my limited PS1 big box. I'm going to go through this and 86 extra stuff because I fixed up 4 PS1, so I'd love to pair them with some games. This is the last of my repair pile on my own projects, is right about here. These 2 Game Gears and 2 Sega CD Model 1s or Mega CD Model 1s. I very pride myself on my Atari box collection, and I actually do play my Atari probably about 4 to 6 times a year. So I know that's sad, but I have a family and a small business to run, which is not video game related. So it does keep me busy. I love my fighting games once again, so I got my Dreamcast sticks as well as the twin stick for Dreamcast, and I got the twin stick for Saturn back here, and I got the cool Metroid World of Nintendo deal. So a lot of stuff in my game room. My buddy Mark Liptick did my custom Nintendo right here, and this is beautiful. If you haven't figured out, Mario Brothers 2 is my favorite game. He did all this work for me, the painting, and then 8-bit Bishop, Eric Bishop out of Utah. I don't have a commercial desoldering gun, so he put the RGB PPU in there and RGB modded that with a 3-panel color palette switch. It's got original, Play Choice 10, and enhanced, and the expanded audio mod as well. And then that is a SNES Mini, which has been modded for S-Video. They took out the they didn't put in the amp for RGB on the minis. They slimmed down, they just didn't connect it, so you just have to like amplify each color R, G, and B, building an amp. And that's that. There's my S-Video modded Genesis, Dreamcast, GameCube, 64. So got the whole 9 yards in there, all running through S-Video, through my Sony Trinitron Wegatron. And this is the lineup, just from a flick of the switch, what we have access to at the finger of our tips. I know my buddy Ed, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I'm just going to say it begins with a G. He refers to the 32X as the mushroom of death. So I love it. There's a handful of games that are great on it, but he hates it. I got to do something with the Super Nintendo collection, because I got games like Turtles in Time just lingering in the back, not even, just sitting there. So thank you, Stefano Bruni, my good friend from Japan, my Italian brother from another mother, for the 3 Super Famicom games. Thank you, Ed Streech, for Mystical Ninja, as well as Mario All-Stars. And shout out to a lot of other people I got some stuff from. So I got all this is my 64 and other Super Nintendo games. I kind of stuffed in a tote because I have no shelf space for it. And then that's my Dreamcast accessories, as well as my Sega CD collection in 3 totes there. But I have more than a half a Genesis collection, and I really downsized the living crap out of my Saturn. So I'm pretty happy with my collecting goals. Definitely slowed down now that I had a family. But I got cool stuff, and definitely want to keep things moving, progressively forward. Try not to downsize too much, but that's my modest PS1 collection. I'll show you some of this stuff here. Let us focus in on the titles. Excuse my cell phone. But yeah, you got the Crash collection. Of course, I got the what do you call it, Spyro collection for my wife. The women, you want to get laid, get Spyro around your house. The first tip, you're trying to get score with some games. Got some fighting games, Of course, extra posters and inserts. I'm just gonna put back in the new game room. Really digging them, like the ones I got from Ronnie that I framed, as well as my Gavars and #1 ad from Original Magazine, and my Pac-Man cuckoo clock. But I want to thank you all for subscribing, for watching my video as I babble incoherently. So some of the magic tools I work with here. And I also want to thank you all for your loyalty to my channel. I don't really get much time to jibber jabber with y'all, besides unless it's instructional videos. So I keep my PC Engine and Turbo collection, as well as I hide my candy for my wife in here. But if she watches my videos, she's gonna know. And I use my old pill bottles from my Veterans Administration medications for loose parts. So got my PC Engine screws. Want to buy some screws, man? I think they're zinc coated. I'm just kidding. Anyways, y'all have a good one. Stay away from drugs. Remember, don't go swimming unless you wait at least 20 minutes. And again, thanks for subscribing.